Alright, welcome back guys. Today we're going to take a look at the beach, the forest, and the neighborhood houses that are in the back of my city. Right there is the first tray on the lower level that goes underneath and through all the modular sections. And the second train is right here that goes all the way around the entire city. Behind the forest, around the neighborhood houses, over the Spider-Man bridge, and then goes all the way to the opposite side where the amusement park is. So here in a little bit we'll take a closer look at, like I said, the forest, the beach, and the houses. Right now I just wanted to show you some of the trains that are in motion. Right now I have that track just go behind the city. It's not obviously Lego base plates or anything like that. I just put it back there since it's usually unseen. So here comes that train again on the upper level that goes around the forest, around the houses. And on the lower level, it goes around and in between the beach and the forest, and then ends up going through a tunnel and goes underneath the modular section of the city. First we'll take a closer look at where all the houses are in the neighborhood. We can see the train in the background stopped. I just didn't want to waste all the batteries. There is a tennis court, kind of a neighborhood tennis court really. Then the Simpsons house, and then about 10 more houses that will all be my mocks, including this blue one, which is a pretty good replica of my actual house that I live in. And then we see all the cars. One thing I like to do is not have a ton of cars going through all of my streets. I think a lot of cities that do that, it just looks too busy and you can get lost in everything that they're trying to do. There are a few of these houses are a couple years old. I gotta need to fix them. So here's the tennis court using 2 CMF figures. And then you can see in the background someone painting the fence. And over here is construction of a new house for the neighborhood. From a different angle we see them building that house. Simpsons house in the background. And then to the right is a replica of my house with my Here's a look from a little bit down the city block. You can see I put lamp posts at the end of every base plate essentially, and then used light bluish gray for the sidewalks, kind of the opposite of what you would see in the modular section. Some of these houses I built probably 2 years ago, and now looking back I don't like them so much, so one of the things in the near future will be to demolish some of them and redo them. And in the back far corner of the city we see a soccer game with a decent amount of fans in the stands. We'll see later there's a little kids soccer park next to the beach. And here is a look from behind the houses on the opposite side of the street. We'll see that there's a decent amount of picket fencing because these first 2 houses have dogs. And then in the next house there is a guy mowing the lawn behind, so I used green tiles to represent what he's actually already cut. And then the part with the green grass pieces represent what he hasn't gotten to yet. So here's the forest. And then next level down goes to the dog park and a couple soccer fields for the kids. And then down another level is the beach that then obviously goes into the water that goes through the whole city. And in the back we see where the house is, the neighborhood that we just come from. So you see the empty space between the train and the houses. I just need to extend that brown mountain to go all through that. Here's a closer look at the middle level with the dog park. Over to a little picnic area, playground, and then we'll go into the soccer park. As throughout pretty much the entire city, I try to get as many people involved as possible. So there's a guy cutting the grass, mom teaching her kids soccer. Over here, there's one of my hot dog stands with the Hot Dog Man CMF, kind of as the mascot. Down to the beach where we got a couple lifeguards. Some guys trying to flirt with some ladies. Beach volleyball. Obviously, you'll see a lot of stuff from the city pack. I just changed it, made the volleyball bigger. More people with their surfboards. And some more lifeguards. And lastly, we're going to take a look at the forest up top with the train that goes around that. It's the one that goes around the entire city. So more of the grass, because this would be unkempt and unmowed. And then a good amount of the trees in the Ewok village with some actual Ewoks, C-3PO and R2. And then we'll look at a couple Easter eggs here in a second. But this forest might not be around for too long. My modular section is growing, so I might have to tear it down so I can extend that. And a couple of the Easter eggs. Right here is the CMF hiker who has found himself lost in the forest. And he's about to stumble on Bigfoot and Chewbacca meeting. Alright, so we'll just finish up this week's video showing the trains in motion a little bit again as it goes around the beach, the forest, and the neighborhood houses. Next up is with the modular section right there. I'm going to expand that where you see between the modulars and then the dog park. There's that empty space that really isn't any Lego. It's just some boards. So I'm going to extend that out so I can put some more modular buildings and a construction site over in that area. Then I don't know after that if I'm going to keep the forest or not. Probably not once I get enough modulars to put some more over there. Most of them will be some mocks since I already have pretty much all of the modulars that Lego has released. So that spot down there on the lower level of the train tracks, that needs to get filled in with some stuff. Like I said, it'll probably be some modulars. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My next one, I don't know, either I'll show an in-depth look at one of the new mocks I'm making for my museum, or I'll just do an overview of the entire city again since I've changed quite a bit of it since last time. So thanks a lot, and I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.